afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Natyalaya School of Arts, we warmly welcome you to our dance drama presentation, Jhansi Rani. Natyalaya School of Arts, founded by Guru Srimati Riddhi Patel in 2006, is an institution for arts and is located in Carmel, Indiana. Natyalaya aims to foster a community of diverse individuals who wish to learn and understand the dance forms of Bharatanatyam and Mohiniyattam and connect to Indian traditions and cultures. Under the guidance of Natyalaya's experienced and accomplished gurus, students have had the opportunity to perform various stories based in Hindu mythology in several renowned venues throughout the United States and internationally, including Carnegie Hall in New York, Walt Disney World, the Consulate General of India in Chicago, and most recently achieving first place in their category at the Barcelona Dance Girls competition in Barcelona, Spain. Jhansi Rani is an inspiring tale of a motherless young girl who, despite the constraints of a patriarchal society, rose to become a symbol of women's strength and a pivotal figure in the Indian independence movement. Her journey embodies resilience, courage, and the spirit of defiance against oppression. Set 167 years ago in India, a time when the country was fragmented into princely states under the looming threat of the expanding British Empire, this story follows young Queen of Jhansi, who bravely confronted the manipulations of the British East India Company, taking up arms to defend her kingdom and secure her family's legacy. Born in 1828 as Manikarnika, affectionately known as Manu, she was raised by her father, Moravand. Under his guidance, she not only learned to read and write, but also mastered archery, horse riding, and sword fighting, skills that defied the cultural expectations of women in Indian society at the time. In 1832, she married Damodar Rao, the king of Jhansi, adopting the name Lakshmibai. Lakshmibai and the king had a baby, but unfortunately, the baby had passed away at 4 months old. Afterwards, they decided to adopt the king's nephew, Damodar Rao. Unfortunately, the king's health began to decline at the same time. Following the king's death in 1853, the British East India Company denied succession rights to their adopted son, Damodar Rao. Despite her attempts to negotiate a resolution, Lakshmibai ultimately became a prominent leader of the 1857 rebellion against British rule in India. She died in battle in 1858, but is remembered forever as a courageous woman who prioritized her country's independence above her own life. Srimati Riddhi Patel, art director and choreographer, and Srimati Lakshmi Natarajan, the scriptwriter, and their crew of 45 dancers, musicians, and voice actors have brought this story to life today. The music for Jhansi Rani is the result of an intensive collaboration between the choreographer, scriptwriter, and a talented orchestra of award-winning, internationally experienced musicians. This ensemble includes Shri Sudhaman Subramaniam on rhythm, Shri N. Veeramani on violin, Shri Rajit Manikarnika on vocal, and Shri V. K. Shivakumar on flute. Before we begin today, we would like to go over a few housekeeping rules. Please turn off your cell phones on either silent or vibrate to not disrupt the performance. Kindly ensure that children are not running around in the auditorium. To avoid distracting your performers, we recommend you don't leave or come into the auditorium until after the performance is over. Restrooms are located in the lobby across from the cafe, and exits are available on both sides of the auditorium. Food and drinks are not allowed inside the auditorium, and flash photography is not permitted, but photos without flash are welcome. Once again, we warmly welcome each of you in the audience today. Your presence here is a great source of inspiration for all of us. Enjoy the show, Jhansi Rani.
Natyalaya School of Arts proudly presents Jhansi Rani. It was the jewel of the Asian continent. In the 16th century, Portuguese arrived, followed by Dutch and the French. In 1608, under the reign of Queen Elizabeth I, the East India Company began the conquest of northern India. India faced relentless attacks from Mughals and British East India Company. The Mughal rule ended in September 1857. Although the Indian kings were losing ground to the British, the fire for freedom was slowly igniting.
A girl child was born to a Brahmin couple, Murabbat Tope and Bhagirathi Sapre, in the small village of Kashi in Banaras. The girl was named Manikarnika. By the age of 4, Manikarnika's mother passed away and she moved to Bidpur with her father. Manikarnika's family and friends affectionately called her Manu. As she grew up, Manu always displayed courage and humility towards all of her fellow beings and her motherland.
Tatya, Nana, are you ready to learn?
Pranam Rajaguruji. Can you train the girls too?
Yes, of course.
suitable bride for Maharaj Raaga Rao of Jhansi. Unless Raaga marries and has a child, the British will take over Jhansi.
I have a girl in my mind who will be a perfect match for Maharaj's daughter. She's my beloved lady, Manu.
Vishwaji, we are brothers. How can this relation be possible?
Jhansi needs a strong girl, a warrior to protect her. Manu?
Pranam, Vishwaji.
We have a good news for you. It's about your future, about your father. He will explain everything.
Manu looks curious and excited as she turns to Grownup, who gently takes her aside to explain the proposal. The wheel of fortune for Jhansi was turning. The wedding of Jhansi Maharaj Raaga Rao and Manikarnika was celebrated with much happiness.
Maharaj, your brother-in-law, what name do you wish to give your bride?
Lakshmi! Lakshmibai! Rani Lakshmibai ki Jai! Rani Lakshmibai ki Jai! Rani Lakshmibai ki Jai! Maharaj Gangadhar Rao ki Jai! Maharaj Gangadhar Rao ki Jai! Maharaj Gangadhar Rao ki Jai!
As per the tradition of Jhansi, the bride is given a new name as she enters the new phase of her life. From now onwards, Manikarnika was known as Rani Lakshmibai. For our little Mani, it was not only an auspicious entry to her married life, but it was her entrance into the history of India.
After their grand wedding, Maharaj Gangadhar Rao and Rani Lakshmibai ruled over Jhansi with grace and strength.
Very soon, their prayers were answered, and their joy knew no bounds when they were blessed with a child. However, their bliss was short-lived. Jhansi was flourishing under the reign of Maharaj Damodar Rao. But both Maharaj and Rani Lakshmibai were worried about not having a successor to their kingdom. At the same time, British East India Company with insatiable greed sent their ambitious army under Captain Ross to annex villages from the farmers. Their eyes were set on the prosperous lands of Jhansi. Captain Ross was appointed to take control of the province, bringing with him a storm of oppression.
We deeply sympathize for your loss. However, it's my duty to inform you that since she did not have heir to the throne, and as per the doctrine of lust, Jhansi has to be placed under the rule of British.
I will not let you take Jhansi. Jhansi is ours.
That's not for you to say. The rules state that Jhansi should be annexed, and I will see to that it's done either through surrendering to the British East India Company or through law.
We shall see.
Leaving Rani Lakshmibai to face the storm alone.
Jhansi is a land steeped in history and valor. After Maharaj Damodar Rao's passing, Rani Lakshmibai assumes his responsibilities as leader and strives to preserve the land.
Rani Lakshmibai ki
Jhansi was thriving under the rule of Rani Lakshmibai, the British started slowly infiltrating India. Their flame of hatred was spreading through the land like a wildfire. This led to the creation of the revolutionary Krantikaris of Bihar, led by none other than Rani Lakshmibai's childhood friend, Tatya Tope. They were silently attacking the British in the dark. These were the dark nights of Jhansi. Rani Lakshmibai hears rumors of Krantikaris attacking the British and goes out to investigate.
Lakshmibai ki jai.
I knew it. Who are you with? Who is leading you?
They are with me.
Tatya? Oh, my friend, is that you? We are training under Rajaguru to challenge the enemies face to face. But why did you choose the path of revolution? Attacking the enemy in the dark will not suit a warrior.
I have not forgotten the lesson our Rajaguru taught us. But let us not forget what the British are doing to us. They are threatening our people and taking away our land. Manu, we are here to beat the British at their own game. Their deceit and vile action deserves the same treatment from us as well. Our paths may be different, but our goal is the same as yours. We all are with you! They were determined to take over Jhansi based on the doctrine of lapse, no matter what. Cranaclari revolutionaries, Rani Lakshmibai takes control of the Gwalior fort, a stronghold capable of withstanding the British cannons. She appoints Nana Sahib as the ruler of Gwalior and seeks assistance from her childhood friends, Nana Sahib and Tatya Tope, to fight against the British East India Company.
greatest warrior queen, evolved from royalty to one of the most well-known revolutionaries in the history of India.
Rani Lakshmibai, the indomitable warrior queen whose journey from royalty to revolutionary has etched her name in golden letters in the annals of Indian history. Her legacy continues to inspire generations of the great subcontinent of India and beyond.
In the hearts of this young soul, the spirit of Rani Lakshmibai lives on. Her courage, her sacrifice, and her unwavering resolve are the guiding lights that will forever shine in the history of our land. Har Har Mahadev! Har Har Mahadev! Har Har Mahadev!
Thank
Thank you all for being such an attentive audience. We now will begin concluding today's performance by recognizing our sponsors for today's event. So for our grand sponsor, we have Bindu Nair and Ashok Pillai. Our platinum sponsor is Vinod Abraham of Venture Realty Services. Our gold sponsor is Bright Systems. Our silver sponsor is Sugesh Mortgage Team. And our bronze sponsors are Magdalene Real Estate, Metamor Systems, Style Home Blinds, Amit Mishra of Blueprint Real Estate, and SBT Services. Thank you to all of our business sponsors for supporting the Jhansi Kirani production. Next, we have our family sponsors, Lakshmi and Kanna Natarajan, Uma and Anil Vasishtha, Kiran and Rupa Chogula, Malan and Sharavanan, Priya Menon and Natasha Nair, Chinmay Karthakawala of Sahib, Indira Yalini, and Siri and Girish Balachandran. Thank you guys so much. We now invite our platinum sponsor, Vinod Abraham, on stage to felicitate our orchestra. Subramanian on Rhythm. Sri Sudaman started Rhythm with his father H.C. K.N.S. Mahmoodi and later got advanced training from Sri M.N. Kanandaswamy Pillai. Sudaman is a graded artist in All India Radio and Doordarshan. Sudaman received the prestigious Yudhagara title from Bharat Kalasa Chennai for the Best Rhythm Artist for Dance in the year 2002. He performed with eminent dancers including Padma Bhushan, Dr. Padma Subramaniam, Padma Shri Chitra Visheshwan, and other leading dancers. Sudaman has performed at many renowned locations globally, including in the US, Canada, Australia, many European, Asian, and South American nations. Sri N. Veeramani on violin is a famous and well-known violin artist from Tamil Nadu. He started learning violin at the age of 10 from the legendary Guru T.H. Ramachandra Rao and Srimati A. Kanyakumari. He began performing at many famous sabhas in Chennai starting at the age of 15 and continues to be an accompanying violin artiste to many renowned dancers. His performances have taken him all over India and abroad, including the USA, Australia, China, and Sri Lanka. Sri Rajesh Malayakandi on vocals was initiated into music by Sri Haripad K.P.N. Pillai at the tender age of 6. He has since had the opportunity to learn under Padma Bhushan Sri T.V. Gopalakrishnan, late Sri Reggie George, Kalaimamani Sri T. Shashta, Padma Bhushan Sri Shanta Kalanjaya, and Kalaimamani Sri T. K. Kapana. He has been appreciated by our late President of India, Sri A.P.J. Abdul Kalam, at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Some of his biggest performances include accompanying Bharatanatyam legends such as Padma Bhushan awardees and the Dhananjayas. Rajesh traveled to over 25 countries for his concerts for various dancers. We now invite our grand sponsors, Bindu and Ashok, to the stage to felicitate the orchestra and voice actors. On flute holds the Vadya Vishwaraj Diploma in flute from the Tamil Nadu Government Music College and is a seasoned Carnatic flautist with over 25 years of experience. He trained under Dr. N. Ramani and R. Tyagarajan for 7 years. Awarded the Venkuda Vendan by Nanganallur Thirumal Murugan Temple, he has many solo performances at prestigious music festivals and collaborated with renowned artists. Shivkumar has accompanied over 520 dance engagements and has performed internationally with artists like the Dhananjayans, Chitra Visheshwaran, and Urmila Satyanarayan. He has participated in Vadya Vrinda led by A. Kanyakumari and Bharatanatyam programs by Guru Shri Karaikurimani. Shivkumar has also explored fusion projects and has nearly 2 decades of teaching experience in flute and Carnatic vocal. On rhythm pad. Originally from Kerala, India, Girish has been living in Carmel, Indiana for the past 10 years. He works as a senior application developer at Progressive Insurance and has a deep passion for music mixing and mastering, as well as playing percussion instruments. Who has been living in Indiana for the last 6 years. He is a professional software engineer with a passion for music and creativity. next we have Grownup Characters, who has been living in the Indianapolis area since 1997. He graduated with degrees in mechanical engineering and economics and is now working as a product manager of KYB Americas. He has held a great interest in cultural arts from a young age and learned tabla for over 10 years under Guru coach for children. He has performed on stage in many forms and is making his voiceover debut today for Jhansi Hari. We now call up our silver sponsor, Sugesh from Sugesh Mortgage Team, to felicitate for our amazing voice actors for this afternoon. Okay, never mind. So next we have Praveen Nair, who is an active member of the Malayali and Indian community. He directed and performed in several dramatic and stage activities, including the traditional Kerala dance form known as Ottangulan. He is a senior IT leader at Caterpillar. Last, but certainly not least, we are thrilled to introduce Lakshmibai Patel, our talented screenwriter and voice actor. From a young age, she immersed herself in the arts, learning dance and Jiivya while actively participating in school Kalosava events for both dance and drama. Lakshmi has been living in Indianapolis for the past 21 years, where she works as a primary care physician at the VA. She is also currently learning Mohiniyattam under Srimati Vrindasana. Jhansi Rani marks the third production by the collaborative efforts of Vrinda and Lakshmi's team. Now I invite Srimati Vrindasana, my mom, for the vote of thanks.
Bharati, Joju, Vijay, Ashok, Prasad and Arjun for your time and energy in making everything run smoothly. A big thank you to our photographers for the event, Kannan, Sudhir, Jitu and our videographer, Sai Sanda. Thank you so much. Thank you to our MC for the day, my daughter, Chitra Singh. Thank you to our ticket team, Jyoti Raja, Ranjit, Om and Anand for helping the event run smoothly. Thank you to our lobby management team, Anita, Anjani, Sri Lakshmi, Janvi and Prachi. Thank you so much. Thank you to our sponsors for the event who helped to make this event a great success. Thank you to Newfields Auditorium and people, Jason, Katie, Taylor and Rachel for all of your help and support in making this possible today. Now, I would like to thank my fellow Natyalaya teacher, Sharmila Jodiraja. You are so dedicated to bring sure we all give our 100% in practices and performances, and you help bring this program to this life. So thank you so much, Sharmila. I would like to thank my husband, Sunil, and kids for all of their hard work and for helping me out during this busy time. A big thank you to the families for our participants. We have had countless hours of practice over the last few weeks, and you all have been so cooperative and helpful. Your support has been essential in making this event a success. Thank you to my beloved orchestra, Sri Sudhamji, Sudhama, Veerana, Rajesh, Shiva, Girish and Prajesh, making all of the practices fun and run smoothly with them. We were able to bring justice to this powerful story, so thank you so much. Last but not least, thank you so much our participants, the voice actors, Guna, Pravi and Lakshmi, dancers and drama actors. You all have put so